Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC and welcome to this edition of Channel Chat. And no, we are not interviewing the Cobra Commander today. This is Patrick from 1 Minute Right Knife Review. We couldn't get Batman either, so here's Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing great. Thanks, JB, very much. I really appreciate you inviting me to be here. I'm looking forward to it.
Sure. Oh, you've been around the live streams, and I mean, you're pretty much on everybody's live streams, and now you got the channel going and having a lot of fun with it. It sounds like. And now, just as a little info, we'll say, Patrick has promised his daughter not to do a face reveal until they get 500 subscribers. So we are respecting that. We're respecting that deal. We got to respect that deal for sure. But there's a stipulation. What was your stipulation, Patrick?
Oh, I'm looking to trade or get a dessert warrior, not desert warrior, dessert warrior. You know, with the frosted sprinkles.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to have one of those. So if someone can provide me with a trade or let me purchase from them something like that, a dessert warrior, I'll do an early face reveal. In fact, if we could get this on Instagram, we can't. But I know, and I would love to do it right now. But no, I don't have the knife.
Right on. So very good. Well, I tell you what, usually how I kind of start these out is obviously, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, as much or as little as you want to say, and kind of how you got started in the channel and stuff like that, that would be awesome.
Starting with myself, I'm a physical therapist here in South Texas. I work in the medical community. If you follow me over on Instagram at 1 Minute Knife Review, you'll see I post a lot of pictures of flowers, things like that too, that I see out at my patients' houses. And so that's my first love. That's my career, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've been collecting knives, and I've been into knives ever since I was a little kid. One of my earliest knives is floating around somewhere if I haven't lost it already. I have. No, here it is. This one, which you'll know if you come from my videos, is an old case, the old case peanut. I stole this from my grandfather when I was a kid, and it had to be a big scandal, but they ended up in the long run. My mother had kept it, and then I kept finding it and stealing it back, and over the years. And so this thing has managed to follow me around since I want to say 1973, 1974, which that should give you an idea just how much of a collector I am of things. You could say hoarder, but don't. My wife regularly throws things out. And so I started filming my videos, though, when I bought a nice knife that I liked. I managed to come across a first production. I don't know if you can make out that there. Tango, which is just an incredible knife. I was impressed with it, and I was like, oh, I got to show this off. And I put out a video, and I enjoyed putting out the video, and people enjoyed watching it, which surprised me. And so I then decided to put out some more videos, and this led to the next thing, and here we are. My channel has always, I've tried to be irreverent, I would believe to be the right word. I mean, even down to the original naming was 1 Minute Knife Video. And then it got renamed. We'll jump into that later if you want to.
Sure.
But I was kind of making fun of some of the big channels that I would watch, because I got into knives not knowing anything. A gas station knife, just like everybody else, right? You buy that, oh, that looks cool. It's got skulls on it. I love it. And then you learn about Chavez, right? But anyway,
yeah.
But the gas station knives thing, and I started learning about steels, and I think knife steels were one of the first things that got me intrigued into the knife community. And I do collect by steel type, but at some point I'll put out a video. I just think it would be too darn long. There's so many things in terms of metal. But the whole thing was kind of just meant to be poking fun at people when I started putting up videos, but everyone started watching them. And then I started doing some trading and stuff like that in the community, and started getting involved more, and discovered that I enjoyed doing this. And, as a part of my videos, I want to try and give back to people and help the community, and share. That's the philosophy of my channel. I have a career. I'm here to be one more voice pushing the whole community forward. It's like I said in my giveaway last week. It's the drops. The size of the drops doesn't matter. If you get a lot more drops, you don't have to worry about the size of the drops in the ocean. You can fill it. So
that was I really liked that analogy. It doesn't matter. And you compared it to the drops of water in the ocean or the lake or whatever. I can't remember exactly how you put it, but that's very, very true. It doesn't matter the size of the act, as long as it has a positive influence or positive outcome, and I think that's what, well, obviously, especially, guys like, Zach with his DSKFS. There you go. Right on. It doesn't matter. It could be something as small as, holding the door for somebody at the post office or whatever the case may be. Because you never know how much of an influence that one act can have.
There's definitely a ripple effect. One good deed does engender another, for sure. Just the awareness of it. And that was one of the other goals, was to increase the awareness of good deeds. If you can make people think about doing good deeds or think about good thoughts, well, there's less room for the bad ones, right? So
and that's kind of, when you said that, and I use the holding of the door at the post office, and that's just kind of my analogy because, well, I go to the post office all the time. Doing this, I have knives coming in and out, but I'm on a first name basis with pretty much everybody at the post office by now. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I was coming out of the post office a couple days ago, and I went out, and there was a gentleman coming out behind me. So I just held the door, and he walked out, didn't say anything, and he got like 5 feet away, and he kind of stopped and was like, "Thank you very much." And I was like, "Hey, you're welcome," And he was like, "You have a nice day, man." And I was like, "You too." So, it took a minute, it took that second for it to really click, but it did. And then it was like a complete, it just kind of was like a shift in thinking for him. I think it was, because I could tell him coming out behind me, when you just look back, you can see somebody is very focused, and I get that way sometimes, and you just get focused on what you're doing and you don't realize. And then he just stopped and he was like, "Hey, thanks, man." And I think that, doing that type of thing, it can have that ripple effect like you were talking about. And
it's both really cool and really sad at the same time. It's really sad that he was in that brain space where he just didn't recognize a simple kindness for 10, 15 seconds, to where you get into a space where what is important in life? What's really important in life? The really important things, in my opinion, and it's only my humble opinion, and who am I to quote Batman? But a little JA on YouTube. But the really important things are those human kindnesses. There are relationships, our interactions with each other, and the growth and energy and all that develops out of that. Any good creation, anything that we have that has been passed down from one generation to another, came from human interactions, really.
Sure.
All of our knowledge, all of our wisdom as a race has come from that, as a species. But we're being caught up in this material game a little bit too much, I think, at times. And the funny thing is that as a collector, right? I mean, isn't collecting, something like, collecting, isn't that really all about the material game? I mean, this is a good tool and a good machine. Damn, I just really like good knives. I like Dimco.
It's not quite, but it's close.
And I like Dimco. It's beautiful. And the sound his knives make are awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
They're fun. See, and that's material, but I think that's kind of like a kid's level of material joy in things. Like it's a fun materialism as opposed to the whatever materialism our society has created. I think we need to get back more to that fun stuff. I know I rambled a little bit there. Sorry about that. Kind of
No,
lost
that's all right. That's all right. That's exactly what we're here for. That is
Awesome.
exactly what we're here for.
Love it.
So, and you showed that case. That's usually what I ask. Some of the whoever I talk to, some of the early knives they've had. That case was one of the first ones that you had. That's cool.
Oh, it was probably my like I said, very, very first
Cool.
knife of any kind. My first real knife would be one that I think gets most people, our Spyderco Tenacious, and this one's seen some love. I don't know if you can see it on the blade there, but I've put this to some good use and sharpened the heck out of it. And it's holding up amazingly well for 8CR.
Well, that poor Tenacious, man. That poor Tenacious that thing gets hammered on by people a lot of times. I kind of like it. I mean, yeah, okay, I get it. It's 8CR13. Yes, Spyderco is very proud of their 8CR13. People talk about the butterfly tax. Well, there is definitely a spider tax as well. It's just the nature of the business. But, and as a matter of fact, I just got the lightweight, the Tenacious lightweight.
Oh, nice. The S35.
No, it's not S35.
Okay.
Is it?
I thought they put out the lightweight in the. Oh, you're talking about they put out the lightweight and then they put out the new lightweight with the different color scale.
Yes. Yes, I was like, wait a minute. No, I don't think so. I don't think I got that lucky. I don't think I got that lucky. But no, it definitely wasn't S35 because it was 45, 49.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. It definitely wasn't S35. A little bit more for that. But, and it's an all right little knife. It is now. Okay. Is it well, we won't dive too far into that, but it's not a bad little knife. It's really not.
If we want to be knife critics, yeah, that's a whole different channel, right?
Right. And I mean, I get it, and I even have my little kind of, which would call it hard spot if you want to, or tiff, with like CRKT. They do some knives that I really, really love, and they do really well, like the Pilar 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really well done knife, and it was D2, and it was, I don't know, God, what were they? They weren't very much, maybe $50.
Wow, I didn't grab any CRKTs to bring with me today.
But then they do, knives that I'm kind of like, really? It just, anyway, I'm not going to get off on the CRKT tangent again, but
all the different makers have their thing. Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Of course.
Spyderco has theirs. CRKT, I love about the company, and I like to try to keep things positive. What I love about the company is their diversity of design. They have
without a doubt,
creativity. If I could get their creativity out of a company like a Benchmade or ProTech or something, I would be rolling on the floor. I would also be incredibly broke. I would have no money at all ever again. They would literally take my entire life savings in a heartbeat. And so I guess CRKT, by not using always the top end materials, is keeping me flush, actually.
Well,
so I owe them a big
yeah, for sure. As a matter of fact, I just got, this little guy, and this is the Kova.
Okay.
It's a little lockback, and it's CRKT, it's 8CR, that they use that quite often. But you know what? This is not a bad little knife.
Mm-hmm.
I think they sell for like $33. But I mean, I'm digging this little guy.
Well,
I really am.
I love the LCK. I mean,
oh yeah, I do too.
Down to $9 at one point or something like that on special at a place. I mean, too bad darn it. they have to do the whole auto assist thing with their knives. And that's a whole another discussion. I'm looking for one of my other ones that I first got into was the leak, and
Yeah.
the leak, and I have it here somewhere, buried in all my pile of stuff that I brought with me. Which that should tell you about what I brought. Well, I'll find it eventually, or I'm sitting on it. But anyway, it was a with the assist, and I love that knife. You know what? I know I don't have it. It's right here in my pocket.
You hid it in your pocket.
Yeah, I put it in my pocket because I was like, you know, I'm going to carry that today. I haven't carried that in a long time, so
Yep.
it needs some attention.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't like assists. If I'm going to get an assist nowadays, I'm going to get an auto because, you know, it's just, I can carry them. I'm in Texas. So I might as well carry it, right?
Sure.
But the Leak is an incredibly good knife. And some of the commercials are. I mean, some of the CRKTs are too. I just wish they wouldn't assist everything out of the package, because the LCK is such an incredible knife on its own without the assist. It didn't need it, in my opinion. But that's an opinion.
I'm not really assist. I guess I'm not really pro or con, to be quite honest with you. It really doesn't. If it is, okay. If it's not, okay. You know, that's pretty much my view of it. I'm just not. I'm pretty flatline when it comes to the assist portion. But no, I understand people that don't, you know, that don't like it. I mean, there's things about knives, some knives that I don't like, you know, it's that, and that's the cool thing about knives is there's so many different varieties and versions and shapes and sizes that, man, you got to be happy somewhere. I mean, you got to find something you like, because there's just pretty much something out there for everybody, you know.
That's why I want that dessert warrior for my wife, because if she can't like that, I don't know how to help her.
Yeah.
She said, buy me a pink knife. I said, all right, I've got just the one in mind.
Yeah.
Like,
my wife's kind of the same way. She has a few. She actually stole my Dukes, my Kaiser Dukes. I don't have that one anymore. She's got that one. And then I had a ZT. Oh God, I've had so many ZTs through here. I can't remember which one it was she took.
I know the number game.
But the only ZT I had left, and she took it. But I found a couple of, there you go, pink knives. She's a girly girl, and she was pretty happy with those. So
yeah, you gotta feed that side so you can keep your good stuff.
Exactly. You gotta like, hey hon, you want a knife? Look what I found. I found a pink knife. And she's like, what else did you buy? That's not important. We won't talk about that.
I've got a bit of a trick to that. Now, fortunately for me, I didn't tell you this earlier pre-show. I worked as a 900 psychic for a while. All right, for about 6 months of my life, I worked as a 900 psychic, and actually almost a year. Was able to pay rent, my bills while I was in college, and was able to work like that. Now, let's not get into it as to what that's all about, but the bottom line saying that means I'm rather lucky. So when I only buy knives when I win money on lottery tickets. And
okay.
Yeah, and so you can, from my collection, you can probably tell that once in a while I get pretty lucky.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty lucky.
So, you know, and so I try to, I shouldn't say only buy, but yeah, majority of my big buys are only when I've had a really good lucky time, you know, whatever.
Sure.
But the point being there that, you know, I lost track of what my point was. I just wanted to show off this knife is what I think it was.
Dude, you don't have to. You can show off whatever you want to show off, man. It's your collection. You should be proud of it. That's part of it. That's part of it.
I appreciate that. I'm having fun with it. There's some guys down here in South Texas where I'm at. If you check out the Instagram community for the Rio Grande Valley, that have collections that make anything I have look just, you know.
Oh, for sure.
And then I see people, and I know it's a continuum, and I see people who are just getting into it, and it's kind of funny because I look at it and go, yeah, I was there, and I want to encourage them, but I want to help them take a step probably before they're ready to take it. Say, you know what? Save that $30. Save those $30 purchases you just made and get something nicer. You'll really be happy if you do and stuff. But I don't want to ruin the growth and experience for them of the whole journey, because it is a journey.
It is. Oh, it most definitely is. It most definitely is. I mean, that's, and I mean, that's pretty much where I started out. You start out with what you can afford and you just grow from there.
It's just stuff you can't afford, right?
Exactly. A lot of times. And now I almost see a reversion, to be perfectly honest with you, because I am in total love with knives like the Rough Rider line and stuff like that, because I think those knives are perfect. I think when I
there we go. That's the one I meant to grab.
There you go. They're a great value in my opinion, and they're a great gateway because, for those of us that may not know much about traditional knives but want to learn and grow, that is the perfect stepping stone, because you can find types, the patterns and stuff that you like, and you're not out a whole lot of money.
Yep. And they're good. They're good quality. They're not going to fall apart on you if you actually try to use it for something. They're going to hold an edge for a little while. If you cut a couple pieces of paper, they're good quality. I've enjoyed all of the Rough Riders I've encountered. Absolutely.
And then the other thing with them is that's their slogan, built by hand, backed for life.
Yep.
And I know when I kind of reference when I just, because the last channel chat I did was with TC and Greg from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And they really kind of stress that, if you have issues with a Rough Rider knife, obviously if you're not trying to pry off a lug nut or something like that,
No, that's the most valuable knife in my collection for that purpose.
There you go. Yes, indeed.
I should say the most valuable knife award in my collection is for that purpose. So,
yes. And, and they really kind of stress that. So, if you're using your knife like you're supposed to be using your knife and something goes wrong with it, call them, talk to them. I've had one issue with a Rough Rider knife, and the back spring was just really weak. It was just really weak. And I called them up and I was like, hey, this is my issue. And they're like, okay, we'll get you a new one out.
That's nice.
I was like, okay. So I mean, they do. I think they try. I think they really try to stand behind their products, and that's not just with them. That's any company. I mean, you talk to companies like, I'm big on Finch.
Yeah, I saw your interview there,
and I think Finch is another one, and it's not just them though. If TRM is really good. A place that has good customer service goes a long way. I was
getting ready to say exactly that. Customer service is vital to building up, a company, a reputation, and it's really important. So, and the lifetime warranty aspects of that, and for the price point that they're hitting is incredible.
Oh, so, yeah, for sure.
That's a really good thing. What's your latest acquisition? I'm just curious. Latest acquisition.
The latest thing that came in for me, I've got a lot of knives on loan here for sure, but my latest one that I've purchased and come in were these two, the two new Rough Rider Reserves.
Nice.
This is the Nomad. It's a little lockback. It's a really, really, man, it's comfortable.
Yeah, it looks like it would be a really good chopper. Yeah.
And then I got the other one that came out at the same time. That's the Rhino Toe.
Yeah, I've been looking at those. I really was.
Now the Sunfish is not, the Sunfish elephant toe pattern. It's not one of my favorite patterns, but I've decided that I was going to collect all of the Rough Rider Reserve knives just as to have the collection, And it's a nice little knife. I really like the denim micarta. I would
Yeah,
love to see them put more knives out in the denim micarta, and I've got a lot of glare here. Apologies.
that's okay.
But yeah, those are probably my two newest. What about you? What
Uh,
about you?
well, my actually, you're gonna laugh, but was also traditional. Um, it's a Boker.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a Stockman, right? With 3 blades is a Stockman. I'm learning my nomenclature here, and it's
Yep.
a the tree brand. Can I get that to show up their logo? Not really.
Oh, the tree brand on the blade. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. You can kind of
Yep.
see it. Yeah,
Yep.
and that. So yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
just. But mainly I've been looking at white bone, uh, getting a white kind of a white bone collection together.
Oh, there
So
you go.
here
There
we
you
have a
go.
case that doesn't have the case logo. It's got a cross. So it's their cross series, which is kind of an odd,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's a
Oh,
it's
there you
a
go. Yep.
we call that a cheetah, I think is what they called it, because they were in the process of transitioning from their autos back in the old 50s.
Right.
This
Yep.
is what I picked up from someone on Instagram, by the way. I'd have to look up his name, but total shout out because I'm learning from people out there on Instagram, which is really wonderful. It's a great resource to share with people in the community. The other one I picked up was that's a white bone, is a double lockback, I guess trapper, and so it's
Oh,
a
wow.
bit
Okay.
weird. And this is also a Boker with a star, not the tree. And so it's a Boker plus one, but
Sure.
it's got a double lockback system in it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So each blade locks separately on its own little lockback,
Okay.
which I thought was weird. And so I've been looking at different traditionals and
Sure.
filling my urge that way, going, wow, this is kind of cool. Let me get a collection of white bone ones together.
Yeah.
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 Fun,
No.
fun, something to, I guess, feed that urge, right? And
Oh, of
that's
course. Of course. That's exactly, and to me, I don't really have a particular, like with the white bone. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm always up for a good red knife.
You do have a particular, actually. It would be the red.
Do I get, I won't say accused, but it gets suggested that I buy every red knife out there. No, that's not the case. Not even remotely. Not even remotely. But I do
name,
have a few. I do
name,
have
name, one, name one.
that I haven't bought.
Yeah, that's red.
Oh, let's see. The new Kaiser just came out with one.
Oh, come on, just came out. So yeah, it
Well,
had
it's been
been
out a little while. It's been out a
okay.
little while, but there's so now.
I'm playing, of course. I'm
I
playing with you.
did just die one, so I mean,
See,
so so
I think
yeah,
that's
and
wonderful.
there you go. That's a question. Um, where do you fall in the whole like JG10? Where do you fall in that hole?
I don't have any.
Okay.
So I guess that would mean I'm probably not really qualified to have an opinion on it, really, about like whether it gets dirty, whether oils show on it, stuff
Well,
like
I mean,
that.
just whether what you. I mean,
I
not
think that
having any could also tell me that maybe it's not. Could, I'm not saying it is, but could say maybe you're not. It hasn't. That bug hasn't bit you yet, so to
I,
speak.
I saw an image recently here on Instagram. Someone showing off their jade. I think it was Keith to Kevin. Um, isn't that how he says his name? Keith.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Our Spyderco guru, the man who literally owns every Spyderco ever made. Oh, I swear, I love his collection. I'll go back and watch those
Oh yeah.
videos whenever I'm feeling down and I want to think about different Spyderco.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, he was showing some. I think he's selling, and
Oh, okay.
it did jump out to me. It's like ooh. I wouldn't mind that one. I like that you can dye it. I think the fact that it can take a dye and can go pretty much any direction and color wise that you want is kind of cool. So you can get some pastels, you can get some paler colors that you wouldn't be able to get on trying to dye a regular G10 from you can only
Right.
go darker, right?
Right.
And so I think that's kind of cool. I think that they do show oil and dirt, and so you have to really, if you're gonna be wanting them as a showpiece, you got to take care and clean them and take care of them, or
Sure.
they don't look very good. Beyond that, I love the ones that I've seen. Like, oh man, I think Microtech made one recently, or if it wasn't Microtech, it was who's the other off the front auto maker that everyone's into?
Protect?
No, out the front auto that everyone's
Oh,
into right now. With the real smooth action that everyone's just loving.
oh God.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes.
Bearings under the
Oh,
button. I can't think of it. Anyway, I think one of them put out a Jade G10 out the front, so you
okay.
can watch the action as you're firing. That one might appeal to me just because being able to see the action on a knife when you're activating it like that and auto, that's just unique. That's appealing to me for sure.
Yeah.
And I think I'm drawn more to. I'm drawn more to. I guess I like different categories of knives, but I like uniqueness is definitely a factor when, like with that double lockback. When I see something that I haven't seen before, I'm probably gonna grab it just because, oh, that's different, that's
Sure.
unique.
Sure.
I don't have one like that in my collection. And then the other is kind of utility. What am I gonna carry?
Right. Right.
And I carry my expensive knives. I carry my Malibu. Um, uh, I carry this. I carry it in the pouch. I'm not, stupid. I don't want to beat it up for no reason. I'm not gonna bang it around, but I'll carry it and use it if I'm out and about and it's, I need to use a knife. It's
Sure.
And I'm not judging people that don't. I have a safe clean. It's quite ironic that I have a complete and total safe clean, a knife that I will actually probably never actually go out and carry much. And actually two of them here. Let me find them while we're talking. Where did you go hide? There you are. Okay, so I got this thing thinking, oh, this would be a great gentleman's carry. It's an awesome knife to have around. And my big, everyone kind of has their favorite company. My
Sure.
big one become ProTech. I really love their knives. And so I got this thing, this Newport.
Oh yeah.
And with the satin and it's gorgeous. It's one of the last ones they made when they were doing the numbers.
Okay.
Okay. And so this never gets, I think I've taken it out with me once. It never gets carried. It literally sits. I look at this thing and I go, oh, and I cannot conceive of hacking into something with is that silly or what? But anyway, I just look at that and I go, wow, that's just so pretty. And my brain can't take, oh, that's so pretty and put it together with go beat on something with it.
I definitely have. There's a couple that I have that are not going to get hard use at all. Will they go to work with me and do the stuff that I do at work? I know they probably want me to, the person that gave it to me, but I just don't have the heart to. Right. I just don't, because I want it to stay. It means the world to me, and I don't have it within reach right at the moment.
You said it was given to you. The fact that it was given to you
exactly, and that means a lot. And it's just a beautiful knife. It's the mini Crooked River.
Oh yeah.
The smallmouth bass edition.
Yeah.
Mini Crooked River, and it's Casey Underwood. That's the artwork, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful knife. And I do not want anything to happen to that artwork. It's just It's gorgeous, and I use it. I do use it. I around the house here and stuff. It's gotten use, but it's probably never one that's gonna go in my pocket and go to work, because those I can do some ugly stuff to knives at work sometimes, and I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Right.
But
you said that you cut a lot of, mostly cut a lot of rope, and
I do. Yeah, that's generally what most of my knives get used for, is rope cutting. I mean, we cardboard and that type of thing, but rope is the biggest thing that I do, because we're always tying back loads and stuff like that. So when we attach them to the crane and stuff, so that's my biggest use. as
I mean,
far
I
as
could
that.
I could see that putting some stress on
Oh
you know,
yeah.
I think my knife's biggest use are being photographed for Instagram, tell you the truth. But
You're not alone. You're not alone. I can tell you that. You're not
I,
alone. And there's
I've
nothing
taken
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that in a bad way at all. You know, but we talk about we as reviewers, right? And a lot of, well, not only us as reviewers, but kind of the EDC in your everyday EDC world, what do your knives get used for?
opening other knives.
Yeah.
For one use. I will guarantee you if you're
Opening, I'll go a little further. I'll go a little further. Opening packages, you know, that
right.
type of stuff. That type of stuff. That is pretty much, you know, your everyday, you know, operation. Now, if you have a job where you carry your knives and you do a lot of cutting, I understand that for sure. But I
Mhm.
mean, as a whole, even me, just as every day without going to work, yeah, it's cuts packages, it cuts maybe a little bit of cardboard, and you know, but we have them to do that with,
Right.
you know.
And shout out to an Instagram guy, Gideon stuff. He's out there in the ranches and using. He takes pictures of his knives as he's out using them, and oh man, just my hats off to him. Totally, I dig that. It's neat to see knives
Oh
in
yeah,
nature. Hashtag knives in nature.
there you go, there
Yeah.
you go. Well, speaking about nature, and you kind of touched on it before, and it's definitely an interest of mine. Is I know in your Instagram you do show a lot of pictures of flowers and that type of thing, and I've done there's a video or two on my channel
Mm-hmm.
about my other hobby, you know, that I do, and flowers are definitely one of my hobbies. You I think it was before we started recording, you talk about you take a lot of pictures of like when you do like home care or whatever like that, you people's flowers, and you said you've basically got just a mega butt ton of flower pictures.
More than any person should have. Yeah. Yeah, and more than any, and I mean no disrespect to anyone who's not straight, but more than any straight guy should have. It's way more. It's like, you know, it's like people look at my, if someone gets my phone, they're gonna be like, yeah, right, knives and flowers. Something's wrong with this guy. Something's really wrong with him. Yeah, but
No,
it's
you have diversified interests.
exactly. I see. If you please check out my Instagram. Yeah, 1 minute
Oh,
knife review.
there'll be
Yeah.
links down in the description. Please check out Patrick's channel, his Instagram, without a doubt. Please do so. That's part of the reason why we're doing this, is to help people know and meet, maybe even meet you for the first time. That's the whole, you know, that's one of the big goals of this. So for sure, definitely go check them out. Definitely go check them out.
Cue the sexy strip music. Yeah.
Did you see that? Have you ever seen those memes going around? And with, you know, people, obviously we were wearing masks for quite some time.
Yep.
And
Still am.
well, yeah. And
No, at work I still have to wear them all the time. In
oh,
fact,
sure, sure.
we're back up to the N95s. I do contract at a nursing home, and with the new Delta variant coming back around, and not to get us, I gotta be careful. I don't want to get this to flagged for anything, talking about stuff we shouldn't.
Oh,
But with the stuff going on, we're back to wearing the N95s.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's just to be careful. You don't want. My biggest dread in life as a therapist would be going to someone's house who's sick, vulnerable, and I'm supposed to be taking care of, and giving them something that kills them.
Well, of course.
That would just crush me as a person.
Oh, of course it would.
Destroy my soul.
Yeah.
So I take it to a high degree of carefulness. So this isn't even really bothering me because I'm totally used to wearing a mask on this much of my face for 6 to 8 hours a day, all day long. As a lot of people discovered, it's not that much fun, by the way, especially if you have a beard, right?
Yeah,
it's annoying. So
yes,
but I see so many flowers here. We're down in South Texas. There it used to be called Los Flores. You might think it was for the flowers because there are so many of them, but it's not. It was because of the other stuff that went on. But with the oldest profession type thing. But the area is just perfect with irrigation for every type of blooming plant that you've ever imagined. Every type, and the flowers I see are just abundant and amazing. So yeah, I follow on Instagram. You'll see I post generally at least 3 or 4 different flower pictures a day, and my goal is to not repeat any of those pictures. So if you were to follow along, you literally could see a different flower, a couple different flowers every single day until I run out. And given the number I see on a daily basis, I don't think that's going to happen until I don't walk anymore. I'm not going anywhere because I think we're going to keep seeing flowers. So it's my pleasure to share that. People say stop and smell the flowers. I stop and take a picture. And I want to share that with everybody else because I think that well, it goes back to my philosophy with the YouTube channel. We're here to make, I shouldn't say that's my purpose. I'm here to make the world a better place. I believe that a lot of people are, and that we've come here for that purpose. And I believe a lot of people aren't, unfortunately. And I want to try to influence everyone to be in that school of making the world a better place if they're on the fence posts. And so that's my goal there. And so I can't conceive of very many people getting negative vibes and getting down and getting angry and getting frustrated and just being dark while looking at flowers. It doesn't work. They don't go together.
True. Very true.
So that's what that's about.
No, I totally get that. I totally get that. That's your one more positive influence you can throw out to the world, and why not do it?
Well, and thank you everyone who has followed me on Instagram. I'm up to like almost approaching 1,300 and growing fast. It's a shame my YouTube isn't growing that fast, peoples. I'm only in the I'm only in the 300s here in the YouTube. I mean, I should be at the same level, shouldn't I? Anyway.
Yeah, I thought that at one point.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
No, not quite. Not quite. But it's fun. It's the journey has definitely been a fun one, getting to where I am at, and it's.
Congratulations on the 5K. I've been waiting to put that in.
Oh man, it's
big time. Congrats.
At the time we're recording this, it's.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed here to BigRed, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm talking to you. Yeah, you know who you are. You're sitting there, you're watching this, and you haven't hit the button. Click the darn button. That's you. Okay, thank you. I'm done.
It's funny. My wife actually, she approached me and she's like, well, you're getting pretty close to 5,000, right? And I was like, yeah, we're getting there. And because she's done a couple of videos for me, back, not recently. But she's like, I would like, there's a couple of things coming up, in your life that I would like to do a video with you, or she hasn't got like completely come clean with what she wants to do.
She's setting you up for a surprise party or something on film?
well, no, what I think it is, just from gleaning information from the questions she's asked, she said she wants to make a video that I can't watch. I'm going to have to help her upload it to my channel, of course, but I can't watch it. And that is going to lead to another video.
I think I nailed it.
You may have. I don't know. But so that should be fun. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I have a pretty good idea of what she wants to do, so it'll be fun. But yeah, 5K, and then here very, very shortly, I turn 50. So it's kind of a 5K and 50. It kind of, the numbers kind of coexist, and that's why she wants to do it. So I'm like, okay, well, yeah. And then the fact that she wants to be involved. I mean, she's very supportive, of course. But the fact that she wants to be involved, yeah, it's going to be fun. And, you know,
Speaking of nailing it, I did tell you I worked as a 900 psychic, right?
you did.
Yeah,
You
and so I
did.
just announced she wants to have a surprise birthday party for you and do it with the online. I just totally read you there, dude. You didn't catch that?
You know, like I said, I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what she wants.
We play. Okay, so here's an aside. We play a weekly D&D game. I've been running Dungeons and Dragons since the mid '80s. Okay.
Oh wow.
And some of the people that I play with have been playing with me since I lived in Indiana before I moved to where I'm at and all that. We haven't even talked about it, a whole nother day. But the D&D game we play online now through Roll20. I think I mentioned that when we were talking about setting up the Zoom call and all that. Where was I going with that? The role-playing game. I have no idea where I was going with that. I was going to hit on something there. And I totally lost it. What did you say right before I said that?
Oh, you were talking about the psychic.
The running the game. Oh, it's really, yeah. So we take turns running the games.
Okay.
And so it's really annoying to one of my friends trying to run a D&D game where there's surprises and stuff that are going to be, hidden things, because I'm, as a party, will be going, and I'll tell everybody else, oh, this is going to happen in the next room. Everyone be ready. he will yell. He'll shut up, Patrick. You're not supposed to know that. Are you looking at some? No. I can't help it. You live 30 seconds behind me. I can't explain it. Anyway, it's hilarious, but it's just one of those things that you can't. I think my point there was, it's not something I do on purpose. I didn't mean if it was a surprise.
Oh, no.
I don't want to ruin it for you. I'm sorry.
No. I don't think it's a surprise party. Just like I said, from gleaning the information, that I don't think that's what it is. Actually, what I do think it is I believe she wants to do this with me.
Yeah, that's what I meant. A surprise online.
She wants to host. She wants to host. I think she wants to do a channel chat with me as the interviewee. Yeah. I think that's what she wants to do. And that could be fun. And I think the whole video, I don't know. I don't know what she's going to say, but it's okay. It's okay. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. We'll have a good time.
I'm sure everyone else would too. Oh. I think it would it'd be a lot of fun. I absolutely do. So that's for sure.
So, okay. Now we kind of talked about interests, and currently, where are your interests at as far as knives? Now, I know you mentioned you're kind of into the whole white bone,
right?
Kind of collecting white bone. Is that really like where you're at right now? Is that kind of your set line, or are you just, because like me, I'm what catches my eye? I don't really have a set goal, so to speak. Well, I do. I want to buy a couple of knives at Blade Show West. We're coming up on Blade Show West. I plan on going, fingers crossed.
I pray and hope it happens, and I'm jealous because with what I do for a living, I can't get. I'm self-employed. I don't go or anywhere or have much of any life. My collecting is my free time, right?
Sure.
And so yeah, I'm very jealous that you're going to get to go. So I really hope it all goes down and you guys have a blast. I really hope you have a blast. So where is my interest? Shout out to Mallory Designs. I'm on board with the, how do you say it?
Forest? The Forest? Yes.
Like forest without a T. Forest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I am so excited about that knife. I am just like, oh yeah, bring it on. So I think my tastes are moving into wanting to talk to different makers and find good deals and help out makers that are just starting their own lines and jump on, not only for the the thrill of the chase and hunting down like really cool knives that no one will have, but also just to help the business and help the industry, because there was some frustration with him and that knife when it first, because people weren't jumping on it as fast as I felt they should be. I mean, I was out there pushing it too on Instagram a little bit, just because it's like, hey, I want my knife, hurry up and get this going.
Well, and and as a matter of fact, by the time people see this, it'll probably be about a week after he made the post. But they've gone into production.
Yeah,
gone into production, and I think he's saying the end of September right now. Now we know
happy dance, I said online.
yeah, and I know right now, I mean, there's been a lot of production delays and all this other stuff just with everything going on. And it's unfortunate for guys like him, because he is trying to get established. And he's done several designs, but this is the first one under his own label, his OEM, and it's like you said, I definitely, I've met Dylan. I've talked to Dylan. Dylan is a wonderful, wonderful person. He's a great guy. And I want to help him get to that point where he can, maybe he's the next Demko. I don't know.
I hope so.
But he very well could be, he very well could be.
That knife's a pretty knife. I'm eagerly looking forward to it.
I am very looking forward to it as well. It's a gorgeous knife.
And I would rather, I guess I'd rather not him be the next Dimco. I'd rather him be the next Mallory, and Dimco.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. Yes.
So
yes.
On that same vein, my tastes, I think, are moving and have been moving to trying to come up with little collectibles that are from different makers.
Can you read that one? Yeah. Okay, Cutlery Lover.
Yes. Yeah, that's from Jeff.
Yep.
This is number 73 of 250. And yeah, I mean, so I'm kind of going in. He did a bunch of. He did a real expensive one, which I wasn't in a position to get at the time.
Right.
And then he did a less expensive line, and just limited runs of stuff. I'm looking at just kind of wetting my feet in different stuff, because this is not something you'll probably ever find mainstream. I mean, it's an oddball shape in my opinion. The ergos on it are excellent. I mean,
it looks very comfortable.
Yeah, it clips a little off, but otherwise it's good. Great belly, all that. Yeah, and it's not a user. It's not the greatest steel, whatever, but it's definitely a fun collectoring piece, And then the other would be knives with the traditionals as well, but then knives with strange actions that are not your normal action. And I don't know if you can see that, but boy, does that look familiar?
Oh,
yeah. Where did that come from? So this came out in 2014. It is the Boker Merlin, and I can see the evolution of the shark lock right there, because it's the exact same. It's a thumb nick knife with a back lock that was never meant to be a fidgeter, a flipper, because this was actually made at their German plant. You can't make one-hand opening knives in Germany, and they're not allowed to do that. And so this was never meant to be, but if you loosen the pivot on it just a tad, it turns into one heck of a fidgeter like that. And I can just, like I said, I can totally see the evolution. If he didn't get the idea here, that was my Indiana accent coming out. If he didn't get that idea here, from something like this, then it's just greatness thinking the same way, because it's an incredible lock system, And I hold up your AD, right? Okay, so yeah, you can see the lock ridge there, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it works the same way. It pulls back and shifts slightly when you pull it back. Yeah. I think it shifts up at the end when you're pulling it back.
I'm pretty much just pulling straight back on this one.
Right, but doesn't it have a little cant to it when it pulls back? I think it does. I think he showed
it. I think. Yeah, I think it does a little.
This one cants back right when you press on it. It'll actually drop a little bit, right? And so it's done a little differently.
Right.
I want one of those, by the way. I just haven't been able to get.
Oh, trust me, this is on loan. It's not mine. It's not mine. This is Rusty.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Rusty Knife Lover. Yeah, he's been a long time supporter of the channel, and he sent out these knives. Actually, they came from KC Knives Fast,
Mhm.
and I think they maybe even be going to Zach after me.
Awesome.
But he's very generous to to loan these out and to let us take a look at them for sure.
Yep.
I'm. It takes a little bit of getting used to
Mhm.
the shark lock. I mean, it did for me. I mean, well, okay, it took me a little bit to get used to it. We'll
Well,
say
I
that.
think we're used to pressing inward while we squeeze the knife, not pinching the knife and pulling downward.
Could be, yeah,
That's gonna be
yeah,
an awesome muscle memory thing to learn for a
sure,
while. Yeah.
sure. Now once you have it for a little while and you get it. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I mean, this is a fantastic knife. I mean, the build quality on it is, it's amazing. It is. It feels good. I think the 20.5 would probably fit me a little better,
I'm
just
sorry.
as a fit, just as a fitment. I mean, but this one, nothing wrong with it, nothing wrong at all. Not we're not going there. No, seriously, I don't want to get accused of, get accused of saying, because, well, we won't go into that. But
No.
anyway,
I agree. I don't think there's anything. I think
there's
it's an.
nothing wrong with this knife. It is a lot of fun. I love the shark lock. I love the idea behind the shark lock. It keeps my finger out of the cutting path. Any lock that does that is pretty much tops in my book, especially when it's so fidgety. Obviously, your traditional lockback knives, they do the same thing, but a lot of them take two hands. I mean, and we're all into the fidgety, right? That's the whole thing now, is the fidget factor, fidget factor, fidget factor.
Un,
And
I don't want to say unfortunately. Wow, that looks awful. Let's try and get this lined up a little. There we go. I don't want to say unfortunately. I love that knives are becoming more fidgety. Oh my lord! One of the most fidgety knives I have. This little guy. This is the Saw Ultra.
oh yeah, yeah,
Okay, so
oh yeah.
and literally it's. I mean, what can I say? You can just sit there and do this all day, and it's no effort. It's just like
Oh, it's definitely another aspect to it. It definitely is. It
and
most certainly
talk
is.
about false shut blade.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and they but the funny thing, oh yeah, but what one's that?
That's the Sandrin Torino.
Oh yeah,
You want to talk about fall shut? Holy
yeah,
smokes!
careful, yeah, careful, yeah, careful.
Get your finger out of the way, because it. But I love how it's designed, because it's actually designed
Yeah,
to
to
do
block it.
that, and that little recoil lock on it, and it's a fun little knife, and that tungsten carbide blade. Holy cow!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with some of that. I haven't gotten my hands on any of that stuff, so I'm gonna have to get my hands on some and see because it sounds it sounds different. Yeah, and I love that they're experimenting with different materials to make blades out
Sure,
of. Yeah,
sure.
so
I think that one. I think that one comes in like a 71
yeah, it's
HRC. It's
hard.
crazy hard.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Wow.
hard. I know. I've watched Pete before, Cedric and
Right,
Ada.
right, right. Of course.
Yeah, I watched his tests on all that stuff just to learn. It's such and the whole community is all about learning. I mean, I've just learned so much being involved with it. It's really cool in that regard.
That's one
Yeah.
of the biggest reasons why I do this. I say all the time, I'm not a knife expert. I don't claim to be, probably never will be.
Hmm.
I do this to learn and to see what's out there, and to, and to discover and enjoy, because it's something that I do enjoy. And, if
And
you
to share
can't,
that community of enjoyment.
well, of course, yes. And yeah, no, don't get me wrong. My channel, yes, it's a knife. I do knife reviews, and I review other stuff. We'll say 90 to 95% knives. It's called an EDC channel, but it is what it is. And but the learning, together, and learning with other people, and sharing the experience, and at the end of each one of my videos, I say, leave me a comment. I love talking to you. I do. I
Mhm.
do, because that's what the comments are there for, is to share information and to share, you know, and I don't know if you have experienced it, maybe because you're on YouTube and you're putting yourself out there. You get a comment every once in a while. I had one recently on the button lock Elementum.
Okay.
You know, that was a knife for me that I was disappointed in the way it came out.
They needed just to add an activation to it.
It was just,
yeah,
the fact that it locked shut, I just didn't care for it. I was, you know, and that's just it. That's me. That's me. That was my opinion. And, you know, I had somebody just spew fire and hate that I could ever think that I didn't like that knife. And I'm like, if you like it, great. I'm not telling you you shouldn't like it. I'm just saying I don't.
But they're looking to you as a father figure, a deity who's gonna tell them what the greatest things out there are. No, that's if someone comes at you angry, that's why, because and then you failed them. But they do it to themselves, not you. It's them doing it to themselves.
I know. And it's just like, I was like, I don't try any knife review I do. I'm not telling you to go buy this knife. I'm telling you what I think of it. It's my opinion. And in that, you know, I've had the other complete opposite aspect of that, right? Where people are like, hey, I've discovered that our knife tastes are very similar. And if you really, because if I really like a knife, I'm going to tell you I really like the knife.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I went and bought such and such a knife because of, and they're like, thanks, man. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
I like it when they say that. I don't like it if they say I hate it.
Well, yeah. And you know what? You know what? And that's fine too. That's fine too if they say, but it's in the manner of how they say it.
Right.
You know, they're like, hey, man, you know, I bought this knife because our knife tastes are pretty similar, it seems like, but man, I just didn't dig it. I'm like, oh, you know, I get it. You know, it's all in the manner of how it's said.
Yeah, and good to know. In my opinion, right? It's really good to know that, oh, okay, so maybe what I was looking at there, I mean, I'm not going to change my opinion because someone else. That's never going to happen.
No, and we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Right. But still, it's good to know that there might be things that you should look at further that people might be bothered by or whatever. On the other hand, the negativity does that again, I'm all about positivity. We want to make every drop that's positive counteracts a drop that's negative. And so that's what we're trying to, you know, my goal in life is to try to make the world a brighter, better place in that regard.
Well, I guess my whole point behind that is it is so few and far between.
And it's been my experience. I have had two.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of surprising, actually. You know, it's like, oh, okay, because I do have those people. I do have those people that may say, you know, I really do like it. Great. If you like it, if you love a knife, perfect, absolutely wonderful. Please do not let me change. I'm not trying to change your mind, and please don't let me. If you like it, excellent. Excellent. Rock on. Enjoy.
Bring that to the table. Come share with us.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I had a comment like that recently too. This one was on one of my recent 1 minute. So my 1 minute videos are silent. They are not knife reviews. That's the whole point.
Right.
It's kind of the funny aspect of it is that it's not a knife review. It's me literally just showing off the knife to you and saying, look, if you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. And I might even point out, oh, look at this. Yeah. Look at this. Or click, I didn't like this. And you can tell what, I don't have to use words to tell you that. You see it when you see it. And I just make it obvious. And so I had someone give me a message. You call that a knife review?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't.
That's what I said. As I said, actually, look at the title. Title says 1 minute knife video.
Yeah.
It doesn't say review.
Yeah.
So that ties in. I can tell that story. Okay. So that was the title of my channel, was the 1 minute knife video. That was my title of my channel. And so after being on for a couple months and putting out videos, doing some trading and being in the live streams with people, it kept getting changed. Slicey Dicey changed it. Jared and Kara changed it from Neve's Knives. every time I would do a super chat or every time I'd leave a comment and someone would mention it, it wouldn't be, oh, look, 1 Minute Knife Video said this. No, it was, oh, 1 Minute Knife Review. Oh, 1 Minute Knife Review. Oh, 1 Minute Knife Review's here. Oh, look, 1 Minute Knife Review. This is awesome. Hi, 1 Minute Knife Review. It's 1 Minute Knife Video. So eventually I just got to the point where I said, okay, you have now branded me. In the knife community online here have branded me and told me that I am wrong. My channel name is 1 Minute Knife Review, and it's stuck. So, and I've now shortened it to OMKR just so people don't have to even really remember it that much if they don't want to. It's easy to remember that too.
Oh, and you know, speaking of OMKR, it's been a couple of weeks back that somebody completely confused the hell out of me on SKL.
Uh-huh.
You remember that?
I don't remember what happened. No.
Somebody said OMKR, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh, they were saying hi to me.
And I'm like, and you were like, you were like, that's me, and I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, okay, sorry. But they just come out of the blue with OMKR, and I'm like, what?
It's just easier. I mean, why type out the whole thing if you can
right. But it completely hey, this brain does not always fire. It doesn't do that all the time. And it just caught me completely off guard. And I was like, what? Because I believe I had already been talking. I have no idea who it was, but like, you know yourself, when you go into a live chat, everybody's like, hey, you know, everybody's saying hi, hello, all that good stuff, you know? Exactly. And that's the way it should be. That's exactly the way it should be.
I'm always flattered. I think that's one of the best things about the community.
Exactly. And that's one of the best parts about the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's because, you know, I'm doing a live stream and I'm talking about stuff, but there's always other conversations going on. And that's part of the live stream. That's why we do it, is because, you know, we get busy in life and we don't always, it just gives us an opportunity to talk. And I mean, with Instagram and all that other stuff, we get plenty of opportunity to do that. And you know what I mean?
But it's not the same as
no.
There's community building in
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And culture building. I've noticed that and by that I mean you know, DFKS stuff, you know, do something kind for somebody. I mean, this is culture building right here.
Oh, it is, without a doubt. Yes.
When you start spreading a message that changes the way people think or they approach their lives.
Yeah.
It ties back to that doing better things in the world. But that's building culture. And one of the biggest problems in the world nowadays is that there's a lot of bad culture, I think. And we need more good culture. That's just the easiest way I can say it without getting political, because I don't do politics on here.
No.
At all. None of us do. And I think that, I had someone try to do that too. And it's no politics. No, absolutely not. We are here to share our joy, our simple joy of fine machinery, sharp metal, and good materials. And that's all.
Or now I can speak for mine. We go down rabbit holes in my live stream sometimes, and you know, we get into the 80s music, or we get into the foodie stuff. We can always do that. That's always fun. Definitely. Yeah. But no, you're right. It's not, it's a place to breed positivity and togetherness. And you know, I've had that happen in my live stream once. You know, it popped up, you know, it's been a while. It's been quite a while.
I seem to recall everyone booing it out of the room.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what happens. When I saw it, I was like, no politics, no religion.
Yep.
You can talk about pretty much anything else, you know, within reason. But those two topics are completely off limits.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
The other thing that I don't think has a place in live stream is just bad mouthing people or negative.
No, not at all. Not
never,
at all.
By the way, never happens. And I applauds to you when you're moderating and Zach moderating, and it may be happening behind the scenes, but we sure as heck never see it in the regular room, which is awesome.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, you know, I was on a live stream here very recently where it did kind of start we were going down that path, and it was taken care of. It was taken care of, because you're right. That's just something. No knife shaming. You know,
yeah, that's the other one. Knife shaming. That's a good one.
I mean, somebody, you know, just because
I told you the most valuable knife award in my collection. This was not an expensive blade.
No. No, and then you get you get
it's my favorite.
Some people say why. Some people say why, and it's because it's because the community and what it means as far as, you know, as far as the community goes. What does it mean? It means camaraderie. It means friendship. It means, no, this is not a knife that I'm going to say, please go out and buy. Well, you know what? They're $1. So go out and buy one and join the community and just have fun with it, because that's what we're here to do.
But accept no substitutes.
Oh, yes.
What's the real knife award? It has to come from Kiefer. You know, give
that
Kiefer
is true. That is true. You know, there is, and from what I understand, there could possibly be a shortage. So I hope not.
Yes. And there, I haven't been able to find any. And just a PSA, people, please. I can't warn you enough. If you get a real one, okay, you get a real one, you have to take care of it. You are a custodian to this thing. You cannot get it wet. I found out the hard way. Do not get it wet, or you will discover problems.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh yeah. They reproduce. Oh yeah. Look at the umbilical cord and everything. Look.
Wow.
And even to the logo. I don't know if I can show you that on this one. I don't know if it's gonna show up. Oh yeah, we got the wing logo. There it is. Yeah.
It's just like a gremlin.
Yeah. You gotta watch out for these little suckers.
Do not get it wet. Oh, do not get them wet. Man. Oh, wow. Yeah. Holy smokes.
I hope you enjoy that.
I did quite a bit. That was awesome.
It's one of my favorite knives. I get more pleasure out of this than I do some of my really expensive stuff, for the simple reason it was a gift. It was from someone who was just being nice, because I teased Kiefer in one of the live streams. Said, I want one. I don't have one. And out of the blue, what's your address? He sent me one, and I'm like, with the certificate and everything. He was like, oh, good. I'm like, oh my Lord, that is so cool. And so this has become really, and will probably always be, one of my, if not my favorite knife award of in my life ever.
Well, I mean, you saw how easy it was for me to grab. It's always here.
Right.
It's always here. It's part of my table. It's part of my, if you would see the table that I have set up here, I mean, it's full of stuff that people have sent me as just I get tokens of appreciation, or there again, community. And it's gonna stay here, and it's gonna always be here, because it means a lot to me. It just does.
Although that does start to concern me, because, you know, can you put it aside? Has it become, has it taken over your mind? Is it now a virus taking over the world? Are the Daleks, they're reproducing? Are they taking over?
There you go. It's the new Cyberdyne. There
you go.
The Daleka is the new Cyberdyne. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
It's funny. It's just, but see, that's a part of it. The fact that there could be so much fun in such a simple object among people who collect fine objects, and it can still have so much fun with stuff. It's like you know, Nick sending out his zombie hunters to people when they become patrons or whatever, which I don't have one. I need to get one. Oh well. But
can I share a secret with you?
Uh-huh.
Don't tell anybody, okay?
Okay.
I have an autographed Z Hunter.
I figured.
I actually got it. It actually came. I back way when I kind of was first starting. I and watching Frankie and Bird. They used to sell these. They used to sell like these mystery boxes of knives, and they'd sell them for really reasonable. And I was like, well, I need content for the channel. You know, so I was like, you know what? I'll give one a shot. Just see what they put in them. So I did. And I like that. And back to I like the surprise, you know, that's why I do the care packages and that thing. That's definitely not for everybody, but I have fun with it. But anyway, and there was an autographed Z Hunter in it.
Wow. Do you think they put it in by mistake?
I don't know.
I know
he said it's a secret. It's a secret. Don't tell me.
Yeah, I won't tell them either. That fortunately they don't watch your channel. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I'm sure they do. Hey, they follow me on Instagram, guy. I mean, I'm sure that they do see your stuff. I know they do. I'm positive. What, you don't get into the knife community without watching everyone's knife videos. That's what we do.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, we all go around like, oh, what's that? Oh, is that a neat one? Or is that? I mean, that's what we're doing. But I think I recall them getting a package with multiple from Nick in one of their videos where they got two of them that were signed, or they hadn't. And so I don't know if by knowing your name they threw one in, or if they just, you know, which give you a bit of an ego there, or if they were just being kind to someone who bought their package. Either way, it's really cool. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, oh, all right, this is neat. And then, you know, we were kind of, well, let me expound. We'll kind of expound on the whole Shabazz thing, you know, and doing this and in doing YouTube. It's obviously the people that you meet, but like, there were no knife shows last year, of course, but Blade Show West 2019, I actually got to walk around with Nick Shabazz for like an hour talking knives. I mean, that's just really cool.
Yeah, that shows you that that's kind of like this right now, as a matter of fact, and thank you. The human factor, the real factor. Yeah. He may not even realize, but he's a star. he's a gem, yeah, and because of that, you know, people are going to be drawn to want to, you know, and I don't mean you in general. I mean everyone in general, fanboy or whatever. And it's just, you know, I'm sure that he probably gets tired of this. So probably being able to meet people and actually react and interact with them on a normal social level and walk around and say, hey, this is cool, this is neat, you want to walk around? Yeah, it's probably a blessing, you know. It's probably really cool.
Well, that is the main cool part of it is I didn't walk around with Batman Nick.
Right. I figured.
Or on-screen Nick. I got to walk around with Nick.
Yeah, that no one knew was Nick, right?
And that was really, really cool. And he's asking me, okay, and he's asking me, hey, what's your favorite knife of the show? What are you looking at? You know, what's your, you know, so I show him and he's like, oh, cool, man, that's awesome. Let me show you mine. And so that was just so neat. And it was so cool to be able to do that. And, you know,
it shows that he really does love knives.
Oh, he does.
Right? Hey,
yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. For sure. And it was just really, really cool to be able to do that. And, you know, it's an experience I wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yep.
You know, and that's just part of it.
I wish I could go to those. I so want to go to Blade Show and stuff. And it just,
no, but can I let me tell you one thing. Knowing your profession and knowing what you do, I completely respect your mindset behind it, because it's like you said, you are a caregiver for people, and it would absolutely probably destroy you knowing that you contributed to
if I went to a big, oh my God, going to something like that and then bringing it back, oh yeah, I would be, I know where you're going with that. You're right. That would just destroy me. Yeah. I couldn't even imagine how or what
I can't, I don't blame you, you know, I mean, it probably would me too. You know, it definitely would. It definitely would. Not, there's no probably about it. It would.
Yeah, it's would. Scary. You want to do everything you can, and you know, people who get into healthcare or any of the caring professions, if you will, don't last long if they're not serious, if they're not sincere about what they're wanting to do, because it's not glamorous, it's not pretty, it's not. It's hard in ways that are not, it can be hard maybe in the way that maybe like working, this is going to sound really disgusting, but like working, I've done wound care for years, way back, I don't do it anymore, but it's like hard in the way working like in a meat packing plant or something. I mean, there's things about life that are just gross and dirty and ugly, and there's people that have to do it and clean it up, and and that's, you know, and it's just like any other profession. There's a little dirty inside to the profession somewhere, right?
Right.
You know, and you know, when it becomes a career, that's when you've mastered that part of it. I guess is the bottom line. But yeah, I would be mortified if I were to go to a big show like that and then
Sure.
bring it back, and not to mention just simply professionally what it would do economically. Because
Yeah.
I would have to quarantine for a time period and all that good stuff, and economically it would be ruinous as well.
Sure.
And so, oh man, and I hope and I pray. Come on, everybody, let's not do lockdowns again. I hope I haven't gotten into dangerous territory by saying that, but I really hope and pray that we don't get into that space again, especially with you guys out on the West Coast. You know, because I know
It's
that,
a possibility. You never know.
well, I think LA's already gone that route, but you know, oh well, that's, you know, it is what it is.
And that's, you know, and that's kind of why I said about, you know, fingers crossed. You just never know. You just never know. So
What
that's kind of where we're at.
I'm trying to think. Oh, my daughter, and editor and in chief and producer. She actually does. Let me give you a little background here. So the really nice videos that don't have all the captioning and all the rest of that stuff, that's obviously just me. The ones with all the good stuff that actually have music and weird stuff starting to happen, yeah, that was her stepping in and going, "You suck as a video maker. I'm only 14, but I'm gonna step in and save you." And she's managed to do just that. These videos are coming out looking actually kind of sharp now. And then also, like, I need to shout out Last Ranger for doing my channel logo.
There you go.
It was really kind. He asked me, you know, what, you know, I said, hey, I'd like to do a, you know, logo for you or something. Do you have any ideas? And so I used a picture from one of my videos and put it together because I think, yeah, that's just kind of fits because that's kind of what I do. One hand and one knife and 1 minute, you know, there you go. And so it just kind of fit. But we've been doing more talking videos and we plan on doing a lot more.
Sure.
Get me to 500, folks. You can actually see this ugly mug. Yeah, come on, babe. Come on. Let's do it, team. We're gonna have a fundraising drive. You know, no, to raise money, just to raise subs. We got to get the.
Yeah.
I'm playing with this, and I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm really playing with it in the way to try and broker the enthusiasm to having. That's something to look forward to next video.
Of course. And that's, like I said, that's part of doing it, and that is part of the fun of doing it. I think we mentioned that before we started. You got to have fun, because if you don't have fun, then what's the use of doing it?
Yeah, that's and that brings me to my career profession thing. I gotta jump back. I don't want to make it sound like I don't. I love, and that's a capital L. I love what I do for a living, and I've been blessed by the divine, whatever religion you are, to be able to do it, and to get to meet people, because I get to meet people 5, 6, 7 times a day and get to know them in a fairly intimate manner. Tell me everything wrong with you, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
And so it brings me such joy to do that I can't describe it, but I wanted to share that and throw that out there. When you find something that you want to do, and I guess that you're called to do, that joy is there. I love making these videos. I won't make a video unless I feel inspired. And that even applies to the little 1 minute ones. I'll sit for 4 or 5 days and not film any, and then in one day I'll film like 10. Yeah, because it's like, oh, I feel moved. Yeah. And but the benefit of doing this for the benefit of the community and for pleasure is that I can approach it that way. I don't know how, like, MC keeps up his schedule without going nuts. He's definitely a businessman in that regard.
Yes.
But he loves it. You can hear it in his voice. He loves what he's doing there. And you do too, Zach. You guys, I mean, it's that's what drew me, I think, to you guys as channels and as content creators, was the passion, the joy, the enthusiasm, and of course the sincerity that everyone's bringing to the table there for and in the live streams as well as in their video making. So I don't know, I've been real impressed. And shout out to Knifetastic, who won my giveaway.
Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney won it, and it was really cool because he's on that 1K wall, which just was ironic as all get out. I mean, not planned, just happened. I wouldn't rig anything like that, but it's so cool that it happened that way. It's
Yeah.
really
Oh, of course. Of
so.
course. And that's, yeah, the live streams for me are probably one of the best aspects of doing all this. I mean, I do the videos and I like doing the videos. I do a lot of videos, but I just, it is, in a way, it is therapy for me,
Mhm.
because I can just forget about everything else and talk about something that I really, really enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, it's not a business. It's not, that is not my, I know something, I am not a professional reviewer. I'm not a professional content creator. I'm not. If I were, my videos would have a lot more production value. I'm just a guy talking about knives because I like talking about knives and I enjoy talking about them with other people.
And,
That's,
and that's really cool. That
and
that is
that's,
that is awesome. And the platform, YouTube, hear us. This is what YouTube was meant to be about. Come on,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Don't lose sight of that. Yeah, we're here for that community. Exactly. And to be able to do that and to share that without it having to be difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it so cool. And you know what, your live streams do convey that, that's what you enjoy doing. They absolutely convey that.
Oh, cool. Good. That's I hope.
Yeah,
That's
it's
my hope. That is my hope. That's the main goal, is just, let's come together, let's have some fun, let's BS for a little while,
Mhm.
and I've been blessed to be able to, through being in the community and being involved with companies like Smoky Mountain Knife Works and stuff, being able to say thank you by doing giveaways on every live stream.
Yeah,
And
that's really cool. I wish I could, but
well,
I
and
don't know
that's
how you
just
put
it.
up.
I
I
know a
don't know
lot
how.
of people do. I know a
Yeah,
lot of people do.
yeah.
And it just, because I mean, that's just the way I was, to give is better than to receive. And I mean, that's just the way I was brought up. And anytime that I can do that, I definitely, we're going to have fun and we're going to do that. And hopefully I can make, somebody's day.
I
You know what
love
I
how we're
mean?
both sitting here flipping knives while we talk.
Oh, it's what knife people do, right? I mean, it is.
That
I'm
little
just sitting
clicky
here
sound.
playing with it, and I got this thing back in my hand because I'm really digging it. I'm really digging the Nomad. I am really, really digging that one. But what's that? Oh, you can't hear?
What happened? Was it
Oh,
my
there we go.
internet?
There we go.
Okay, we're good. Okay, I don't know if it was my internet or yours, but I lost audio and video for a second.
Oh, did
But
you? Okay.
yeah,
Well,
but I'm good. It's back.
I was actually probably going to be getting ready to wrap up because I think Nellie's going to be home pretty soon, and I'm going to have a carload of groceries to unload. So
We've gone on. We've gone on. I can see longer than your usual one, so I hope that means I'm entertaining and fun to talk to. Thank
oh, I
you.
had a blast. I had a blast. When I first started them, I tried to keep them around an hour. Yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't
Yep.
work at all. Because you just start to talk.
Yeah.
You start to
It's
talk and
fun.
you enjoy talking, and it flows, and however long it goes is however long it goes. I really don't, it doesn't matter to me anymore. But like I said, Nellie's gonna be home pretty soon, and my butt's not down there to unload groceries. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I hear you.
I do.
Keep her
I
away
do
from your
need to
knife
help.
collection.
If I want to eat, I need to help. But
Right.
hey, Patrick, man, thank you so much for doing this, man. It
Thank
is
you.
great to talk to you. It was great to learn more about you and just you as a person. That's what this is all about. That is, I mean, obviously, yes. You know what? If we can get you a few subscribers to the channel and people that didn't know you and now they know you, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And
It's about the fun though. I agree.
yeah, yeah, it
And
is.
you know what? I would have probably sat down and enjoyed talking to you if we weren't filming. It's
Oh,
been great.
yes.
Thanks, Ben.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. And a few of us have done that before. And if I'd like to do it more often, to be perfectly honest with you. Not in this format. We'll have to work that in.
Guys, get me over 500 so we can do an all facial.
There you go. There you go.
Come on, people. Come on.
There you go, guys. 1 minute knife review. Patrick, OMKR. I'm not confused anymore. I know OMKR. Guys, please go check him out. Please go check out the channel. Go check out the Instagram. Yes, go check out the Instagram. Check out all the lovely knives, lovely flowers that he shares with us on a daily basis. I enjoy it. I certainly do. And I hope everybody else does too. But thank you so much, buddy. I just can't thank you enough for doing this.
Well, thank you. I can't thank you enough. And people, get him over 5K. We need to bump this up, get him moving here. Come on, people. Subscribe to him. Like I said, you, that guy on the couch, you, I'm talking to you. Hit the button. You know there's one out there. Someone's going, who, me? Wow, he's talking to me. I love it. You guys, thank you. And thank you, JB. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Well, hopefully I'll see you on the live stream here from time to time.
If I don't make it, it's because I passed out from doing paperwork.
I hear you. I hear you.
I try
Thanks
to
a
be
lot,
there.
buddy. You take care.
You too. And hashtag DFKS. I mean,
yes.
Let's make the world a better place, people. Make the world a better place.
Let's do it.
Thanks.
See you, buddy.